Good evening, everybody, and welcome inside the gymnasium here at Milford High School, as Milford TV is happy to once again bring you coverage of Scarlet Hawks athletics. This is Tim Coet on the call. We enter into another week here in the fall sports season, and tonight we get our first look at the Milford Scarlet Hawks girls volleyball team, as tonight the volleyball team welcomes in a rival from the Kelly Rex division in the North Attleboro Rocketeers. Just about set to begin set number one here on the evening. The Scarlet Hawks come into play tonight in a tie for second place in the Kelly Rex standings. They are 2-3 overall on the season, but they are 2-1 against their league opponents. North Attleboro, on the other side, comes in right now in fourth place position in the Kelly Rex standings. They are 1-2 overall on the season. It is a very new look to this Scarlet Hawks varsity roster this season, as the program graduated a number of distinguished seniors from last year's team. We'll get into some of those players that moved on from last year's roster and get you set on everything you need to know for this new season. But in the meantime, these two teams set to go. Very similar colors on the floor. Milford in the white uniforms, and it is North Attleboro in the reds, as Milford drops that serve down right on the far sideline for an ace to get this match started. Getting things started on serve is the senior Maeve Driscoll. Another good serve is met in the back by number 19, Olivia Casey, for North Attleboro. Hard return, and Maeve Driscoll now serving as the setter for this team, able to get to that ball with ease. And now pops this one up in the air as well. A chance to play it on the back line here for Milford, but that ball sent too long off the hand of Claudia Solitro, a junior. Tie things up here in the early going. We want to welcome in all of our live streaming viewers for the early part of this season. We're going exclusively streaming with our live coverage of Scarlet Hawks athletics, which of course can be found on our YouTube page at youtube.com/mymilfordtv. So a lot of viewers right out of the gates. We welcome you into the coverage. If you happen to be a fan of Milford or a fan of North Attleboro, we're always happy to have folks tuned into the coverage. Good hard return there out of number 12, Lincoln Abramades. As we're knotted up here at 2, the serve on the North Attleboro side for number 10, Noemi Eugene. And that serve just does get over the net, and it deflects out of play. Quick delay in the action as we send a new ball into play. Deflecting off behind our broadcast setup. A 3-2 lead now for North Attleboro, and action now set to continue. And this time the serve is short. The first one just barely made it over. This one into the net for the service error, and we stay tied through these early points. For Milford, it's been 4 set wins and 3 set losses so far on the season, and a alternating pattern. As this ball is played in the back line by TJ Downing. Delivered back across and out of the reach of Madeline Bono for North Attleboro, and Milford will jump back on top. Long way to go for this one. A good effort by the North Attleboro libero, Emily Engler. That will drop down as another Milford point as the Scarlet Hawks start to extend a lead here. Play toward the back. The libero will underhand this serve back across. And now dealt over the middle by the freshman Abby Murphy for Milford. Fadeaway return for North Attleboro, fairly effective. Here's Downing now one-handed. Good diving play on the other side of the net. And a nice volley here in the making. And it ends with another kill for Abramades. Longest rally so far in this first set. That cuts the Scarlet Hawks lead to 1. now on the North Attleboro side for Deanna Brown. Long way to go for Driscoll. Now a hard return from the left side for Solitro. Still looking to find a feel in this first set. She sent a couple of returns long and now tied up once again. Good velocity on these serves for Brown. Here's Solitro again. This time goes cross court. It's dug out by Bono. Now over the middle. That one is delivered too far. Off the hand of Rebecca Martin up front for the Rocketeers. Last time out for Milford, they suffered a 3-set sweep at the hands of non-conference Nipmuc, so the league games have gone better than the non-league games so far for the Hawks. Their losses have been to Nipmuc and Natick. One league loss in there, that was to the Attleboro Bombardiers back on the 11th. Staying very close here in the scoreboard. Substitutions on the North Attleboro side. North Attleboro under the direction of head coach Rachel Gould. Milford continues to be under the watchful eye of the legendary head coach Tammy Weber. Very long way for Driscoll to travel, and then that one popped back across on an excellent play by Claudia Solitro, and Milford will end up with the point. Excellent athleticism, a lot of ground covered in that combination of Driscoll and Solitro, and Milford will pull back on top. And Solitro will take over on serve. Low serve dugout on the North Attleboro side. And two-handed back over. Set up for the punch back across by Downing, and now another long return for North Attleboro. Solitro goes right back to work, and a low serve this time. So Milford hasn't been able to flex out to a big lead as of yet. Serve now for Rebecca Martin on the North Attleboro side. And that is going to be out to the near side. Still a little bit of daylight filtering in through the windows on the far side of the gym. It's been a dreary day to start the week here in Milford with some pretty significant rainfall across the region, but fortunate to be inside for the coverage here today. Ball hanging up in the air a long time, and the return not going to make it across the net from Abramades that time. Server on the Milford side, Jazzy Martinez, one of the seniors on this roster. High arcing serve that may have drifted wide, but North Attleboro electing to play it, and they're going to end up taking the point despite Martinez and Downing both giving chase. Two-point lead on the scoreboard for the Hawks as Martinez will check out. And Abby Murphy about to check back in. Milford with two freshmen on the floor. We were a couple of names short on our roster that we received to start the season, and one of those names was the freshman number 5 on the floor right now for Milford. Trying to catch the name quickly during player intros. I believe I got Isabella Harper, but we'll try to double check that. My apologies. We don't have that information for you. But meanwhile, Milford able to sneak that ball over. And North Attleboro could not react, and an 11-8 lead now for Milford. Serving up 11-8 as this return comes in from the far side. The return over the middle drifts wide from Solitro. Looks like we'll have to do some reconnaissance work on our Milford roster as to have some other numbers that may not be accounted for either as that ball is sent over. I believe that is Olivia Lucchini wearing number 6. She's listed as number 16 on our roster. So again, we'll look to get this all cleaned up. Always a bit of an adventure when we cover each team for the first time on the season. Taking a closer look at some of the online resources can confirm that that is indeed Olivia Lucchini. Back after missing last season with injury, you can still see she is still wearing a heavy brace around that left knee, but happy to be back out there for her senior season. Out to a 13-9 lead now. Milford playing well in this first set. Nice play off the bounce. And a solid return. And great court vision for Gianna LeBron, the junior defensive specialist, able to keep good body control as she saw that ball was heading out of play. Meanwhile, the serve coming from TJ Downing. Milford now with 14 points in the set. North Attleboro getting a little love from the net. As that ball goes over but wide. Downing with her back to the net, able to track that down. Driscoll returns. A 4-point Milford lead, and you can make it 5. And as we again do some of our research in real time, it is Isabella Grady Harper wearing number 5, the freshman for the Scarlet Hawks. So I do believe now we've got all of our names sorted out. Meanwhile, the communication not quite sorted out on the North Attleboro side. A couple of players left staring at one another by the near sideline. Milford will take it. It extends the lead out to 6. And the serves continue now from Gianna LeBron. A quick swat across the net as North Attleboro tried to change up the timing, but the accuracy not there. And that's going to lead to the first timeout of the match taken by the North Attleboro head coach Rachel Gould. And Milford seeming to be in control now of this first set, on top 17-10. So once again, we welcome everyone into our live streaming coverage of Scarlet Hawks athletics here on Milford TV. We're partway into our first girls volleyball action of the season. We'll have several more girls volleyball matches coming up as this fall sports season progresses. And meanwhile, this starts off an exciting week of Milford TV sports coverage. We will also be live to close out this week with our long-awaited first coverage of the Milford High School football team, as the football team will play their first home game of the season. That is coming up on Friday, September 22nd, as Milford will play host to the Natick Redhawks with kickoff at 7 p.m. We will be streaming that coverage live here on YouTube. We also hope to get it up live on our channel as well. But certainly check in with our YouTube page to catch that live streaming coverage coming up on Friday. But in the meantime, back out of the timeout. Milford serving on top 17-10 as this ball comes all the way tight to the net. Set up for Murphy over the middle. Good quick reaction for North. Plenty of enthusiasm in the stands from the North Attleboro sub-varsity teams. And that ball comes awkwardly off the hands of Madeline Bonneau. And the Milford crowd now looking to match the North Attleboro intensity in the stands. Pretty solid turnout for this volleyball matchup this evening. Flat-footed return on the North Attleboro side. Here's Driscoll setting it up right at the net. In good position for the return was Solitro. Now with a foot on the sideline, Solitro with the return cross court, and now a desperation attempt for North Attleboro. Now Milford in a scramble. And Solitro sneaks the return just over the net. And another long rally goes North Attleboro's way as they try to change up momentum in this set. They've won a couple of these long rallies overall in this first set, but Milford continues to lead it now 18-11 as the serve goes back onto the North Attleboro side. Tiana Brown on serve for the Rocketeers. Powerful serve met by TJ Downing on the back row. Salitro returns. And now a nicely executed play by Brown up front. The setter instead chooses to push that return back across and caught Milford late to react. And so North able to grab a couple of points back. Driscoll to set up for Murphy. And the subsequent return from North Attleboro goes out. And so Milford able to get back on track. 6 points from taking this opening set. And Isabella Harper-Grady, the freshman, now will take over on serve. Nicely dug out by Emily Engler. But another point for the Hawks. They match their largest lead of the set, now up 20-12. Straight line serve is met by Natalie Fisher. But dropped back in by Milford once again. Just when it looked like perhaps North Attleboro was starting to get some momentum on their side, Milford quickly rights the ship. And now North Attleboro can adjust after the miss hit. And it's just 3 points now away from a set victory for the Scarlet Hawks. Brady Harper with another good serve. And an infraction, a double hit on the North Attleboro side. That serve played on the back. Again, one that looked like it may go long. The return goes long, and set points now on tap for the Scarlet Hawks, up 24-12, looking to make quick work of this opening set. Isabella Grady Harper releases another straight line serve. A couple of players go after it. North will get the return. And play whistle to a halt as this time Milford is called for the double hit. And so it gives North Attleboro another chance behind the service line. Still set point for Milford. Lincoln Abramites on serve. Nice job by Driscoll to make that playable. A lot of velocity on that return. Milford able to absorb it and get the return. Nicely done. Now it's Downing and Driscoll back to TJ Downing, who pushes it to the back. And North Attleboro is going to run out of touches, and that's going to close things down here in the first set. An impressive opening set of play by the Scarlet Hawks. They take it 25-13 and will take an early control of this match. We'll pause briefly in the action here. Again, Milford on top 1-0. We'll flip sides of the floor and we'll start the second set for you next here on Milford TV. set to resume for set number 2 here in the Milford gym. The Scarlet Hawks taking set number 1 against the North Attleboro Rocketeers by a final of 25-13, and they'll take the opening point here in second set action. Again, happy to get this work week started with you here on Milford TV. I am Milford TV's Executive Director, Tim Coet, here on the call. Milford TV staff member Patrick Garapi manning the cameras for this evening's action. As that return lofts its way all the way to the official, perched up top by the net. And a 2-0 start for the Hawks. TJ Downing serving to get this second set underway. And a long return that drifts over the net and catches Milford asleep. The serve delivered over by the senior Madeline Bonneau. Drops down for a Milford point. Taking a quick look at some of the stats coming into today's action. Your overall kills leader coming into play today for the Hawks is the junior Claudia Solitro. Came into play today with 23 kills, actually in a tie with Katrina Ledger for the top spot in that category, both with 23. And then TJ Downing right behind with 20. We haven't seen, I don't believe, Katrina Ledger out on the floor yet in this match. She is dressed for today's contest, right now standing on the sideline with her teammates. As Milford can't find that ball, it was dropped in nicely by North Attleboro to get the kill. Milford with a 4-2 lead here, still in the early going in set number 2. The serve now going to Noemi Eugene. It was a tough season for this North Attleboro varsity team a season ago. Went just 3-14, missed the playoffs. Have some continuity from their roster from a season ago. You can see the effort level certainly there from this group. We've seen this Rocketeer squad diving all over the floor. Right now getting a lot of coaching after that play by their head coach, Rachel Gould. 6-2 lead now for Milford. Nicely blocked up front. It's the freshman Abby Murphy getting in on that initial block, and then the subsequent block went out of play to the far side, or I beg your pardon, went out for a Milford point. So some effective net play up front by the Milford underclassmen. Another rangy play for North Attleboro, but they get victimized by the rafters overhead, sending that ball back down on the North Attleboro side of the floor, and Milford quickly up to a 6-point lead. Looking to bounce back with a win after a loss to Nipmuc to close out last week's action. A great diving play by Isabella Harper-Grady to keep that ball momentarily alive. Maeve Driscoll was also there at the net front trying to keep play going, but ended up sending it under the net for the North Attleboro point. A win would bring Milford back to 500 overall on the season. Ways to go, obviously, in this matchup. Here's Murphy now over the middle, and another nice diving stop by Engler on the North Attleboro side. Solitro taking charge there from the far side of the floor. Now one-handed stab, and then delivered back over by Maeve Driscoll as she went careening toward the stands, and Milford's going to end up with the point. A double hit on the North Attleboro side. Both of these teams showing some really impressive athleticism tonight. Here's Driscoll now setting up for Downing. Delivers that return out to the near side. We mentioned it briefly in the opening set, but Maeve Driscoll, now a senior leader on this team, learned a new position prior to the start of the season to take over as setter. Of course, you think back to all of the stability that Milford has had at that position in recent seasons. With Emily Croto doing such a good job throughout her varsity career. Just one of the players that graduated from this program a season ago, along with Carly Haley, Aliza Syed, Molly Hartman, all captains on this team and all players that factored so heavily into the on-court success and provided terrific leadership. And so that's all part of the calculus here early on in the season as this team looks to find their footing, looks to find new leadership emerging from different players. It looked good so far in this match, up a set and up 10-5 here in the second. But a flip across by Driscoll as she waited for that ball to come down. This time she'll set it up for the return over the middle by Lesa Cunha. And there is Driscoll again with quick hands, and Downing there in support as well. Cunha with another return. Now Jazzy Martinez. Downing yet again. It's met on the North Attleboro side by Abramites. And finally brought to an end. I believe that was Madeline Bonneau who was able to send that one in for the kill. The longer rallies have favored North Attleboro tonight. But outside of that, Milford taking care of business. The Hawks still leading 10-6 as the serve goes back North Attleboro's way for Rebecca Martin. Downing keeping that ball between the lines this time. The point goes to the Scarlet Hawks. So we get the substitution on the Milford side, now approved by the officials as Olivia Lucchini returns to the floor. No one home at the net front to play that bounce, and things tightening up here a bit now in the second set. The lead down to 11-7. Remy Zides, the senior, now serving for North. That will deflect out of play. Right back to Milford for TJ Downing. Looping serve drops down to be played by Olivia Casey. Now Downing across the net front and spiked down for a North Attleboro kill. I believe that was Casey getting the job done right at the net. Lead just 4 now. These Milford fans looking to get back involved. Milford electing to let that ball go. Gianna LeBron, who we saw in the first set, make a great decision to let a ball drop out of play, but that time that serve came down well inside the back line for an ace. And the lead now down to 3. And these serves proving to be problematic here for Milford. That one sinking quickly. Delivered in by Madeline Bonneau. And this time can't get the net clearance, and a much needed side out for the Scarlet Hawks. The second set has suddenly become much more competitive. LeBron now serving. Driscoll setting it up on the far side, and that return uncorked well out of play by Claudia Solitro. And the lead now down to just 2, and a lot more confidence showing on the North Attleboro side of the floor. Emily Engler serving for North Attleboro. Solitro with the return. And with the fingertips, the return goes over. Milford can't adjust. And Coach Weber and Coach Mainini have seen enough. They call the timeout as the lead has plummeted to just 13-12 now. So the adjustments being made now on the North Attleboro side. North Attleboro so far on the season, they opened their fall sports season back on September 7th with a 3-set sweep loss at the hands of the Canton Bulldogs. They then faced the Taunton Tigers on the road. They won that matchup in 4 sets. And then in their first home game of the season, last week on September 13th, they fell to the Mansfield Hornets in a 3-set sweep. So similar to the Scarlet Hawks, the victories have come in 4-setters, and the losses have come in 3-set sweeps. Fairly similar starts for these two programs. As we come back out of the timeout after another good battle between the Milford student section and the North Attleboro varsity, or junior varsity and freshman players, I should say. There's Downing now with a good return. Playable over the middle, returned by North. Driscoll trying to set that up for Murphy, but she gets called for the double hit. And that officially erases the 2nd set lead here for Milford, now tied up at 13. More serves from Emily Engler. And a hard shot towards the net from Downing. Milford could not continue to play it from there, and North Attleboro now is going to take their first lead of this 2nd set. Here's Downing now over the middle, and it's dug out by Engler. And pushed to the back, and that is out, just barely sneaking out on that far sideline. And that will tie things back up. North Attleboro has won 7 of the last 10 points. An error on the North Attleboro side will give the lead back to the Scarlet Hawks for the time being. Now 15-14. Isabella Grady Harper serving for Milford, and that ball goes out of play as Engler was just able to get herself out of the way. Deanna Brown now serving for the Rocketeers, with the score once again tied up in the 2nd set. Driscoll pushing it back to Downing. A good initial block for Milford, but that ricochet came back towards the Milford side and then glanced off the post and out. And the lead swings now back onto North Attleboro's side. Again, we've still yet to see Katrina Ledger on the floor in this match, so perhaps dressed for the matchup, but unable to play due to some sort of injury. We're not quite sure, but one of the kills leaders on the team so far on the season, not in the mix. Long way for Engler to go for that one, but she tracks it down, and North Attleboro gets the return. Here's Murphy now. Off a deflection up front. North Attleboro scrambling yet again, and again they're able to get the return. Diving play by Deanna Brown leads to a hard return. This ball all the way to the stands, and Maeve Driscoll running out of room. Another long rally goes to the Rocketeers. And once you get past about a half a dozen shots, the probability of the point ending in North Attleboro's favor goes up dramatically. Nice ground covered there by Solitro to get the return. And an infraction for North Attleboro gives Milford the side out. They trail 17-16. Very competitive second set here, as it turns out. Didn't look that way to start, but North Attleboro has figured some things out. Driscoll able to just tick that ball over with the fingertips, now setting it up over the middle for Murphy. Players getting tangled up, but an opportunity for North to get the return. Here's Murphy to the back, and that is long. A 2-point edge for North Attleboro. The serve now for Lincoln Abramades. Met by Downing. She'll get a chance at the return. Right to Abramades. And now a lapse in communication up front between Daisy Tatro and Rebecca Martin. Milford will take it. Cuts it to a 1-point margin. Jazzy Martinez returns to the floor on serve, and she drops that into the corner for an ace. Tied at 18. And another point for Milford, as North Attleboro is again called for the double hit. And Milford takes the lead back at a critical time in this set. And to the back corner, this time too long for Martinez. And so down the stretch we come here in the second set. It is 19 all. Rebecca Martin on serve. Solitro couldn't send that back towards the middle of the floor, and it is North Attleboro pulling ahead here 20-19. And now the Rocketeers are 5 points away from leveling this match. Milford in some trouble there. Fortunate to get the return, but North Attleboro sends it right back in a hurry, and no one there to make the play. It's a 21-19 lead now for North, and Coach Weber is forced to call another timeout. So we will take the timeout as well. Again, North Attleboro now leading Milford in this second set 21-19. We'll be back to action in just a moment here on Milford TV. Quickly back out of the timeout. North Attleboro serving on top, 21-19. And Milford called for the double touch. And right now, North Attleboro looks like they are closing in on a second set victory. Milford needs to rally. Martin still on serve for the Rocketeers. Driscoll setting it up for Salitro. To the near sideline. Isabella Brady Harper not taking any chances on a ball that might have gone out. Instead, it's deflected out on the other side. For Milford, the deficit is 2. And it's number 2 behind the service line, Maeve Driscoll. Senior right to the near sideline. That ball lands for a North Attleboro point, and Milford just cannot string points together right now. At one point had an 11-7 lead in this match, and it's gone decidedly in the other direction from there. Driscoll for Downing, drifting away from the net. Lobbed back across right to the net. And North Attleboro gets the point. Another Milford double hit, and now set point chances for North Attleboro on the serve of Remy Zides. Clean serve met by Salitro. Downing on the far side, and Milford survives a held ball. Couple of more set points still on tap for North Attleboro. Downing serving for Milford. And that ball rifled out of play. Another set point saved. Milford now taking it 1 point at a time. Another good serve for Downing. All the way to the net. And North Attleboro called. We've had a lot of double hits ruled in the late stages of this set. And so after Milford has fought off now 3 set points, North Attleboro wants to talk things over. They call the timeout. It's now 24-23. One more set point chance for North Attleboro coming back out of the timeout. Right now on the Milford side, once again, Coach Weber and Coach Mainini both right there to discuss strategy with this team. Both fan bases into it. TJ Downing grabs the ball. She is on serve here with another set point chance for North Attleboro. And a hard deflection, very awkward on the back row. As Abramides and Engler came together, that ball caught Engler up around the face. She looks to be okay. And so 4 set point chances saved by Milford, and it's now tied at 24. This ball eventually pushed back across by North. Downing punches across. Driscoll setting it up for Salitro, delivers that right in the area of Abramides. She'll get another chance and drops it in for the kill. And so this will give North Attleboro another set point, this time on the serve of Madeline Bonneau. Met by Downing right at the net, up for grabs. And just snuck over by Maeve Driscoll. And North Attleboro could not respond, and a fifth set point is fought off by the Hawks. 25 all now. The serve goes to Gianna LeBron. Met by the libero, pushed right back across. Now Maeve Driscoll has to scramble. Abby Murphy gets it back over. Now North Attleboro looking for the spike. Milford answers in a tough position, and they get the return. And now a nice play by Abramades as she was able to lift that just over the front row, dropping it down for the kill. And here comes set point chance number 6 for North Attleboro. 26-25, and the serve now from Emily Engler, and that is long. Outstanding energy here in the gym. The student section now on their feet as Milford fights off a 6th set point, and now it is Isabella Grady Harper trying to give Milford a chance to string points together. Milford very cautious here. Solitro, and that one came awkwardly off her hand. It goes out of play. And how many lives does Milford have in this second set? They will face yet another set point. Olivia Casey now serving for North Attleboro. Milford elects to play that. A lot of fans screaming that that ball was headed out. Milford not taking the chance. This return, however, goes long beyond the back line. 7 set point chances have come and gone for the Rocketeers. And now here is Claudia Solitro on serve. A good hard return that could not be played on the back by LeBron. And the serve now for Lincoln Abramades at 28-27. Met by Downing. Tough play here for Milford. It's going to take a long one from Grady Harper, and this time Milford cannot survive it. And so it takes us to 29-27 to decide this second set. And on the 8th set point chance, North Attleboro is able to take care of business. Well, it was an entertaining set. Did not end the way that Milford would have liked. And so we will take a pause here on the broadcast as we're now all tied up at a set apiece. We'll start the third set in just a moment here on Milford TV. Just about an hour into this varsity girls volleyball matchup, and we're right back to where we started. All even, now at a set apiece. Some high drama in that second set. As we get a longer rally here to start set number 3, it will end in a point for the Hawks as we do now see Katrina Ledger out onto the floor. Did not see her through the first 2 sets. See if that starts to make a difference here for the Hawks as they look to regain a lead. Milford winning the first set 25-13, and then North Attleboro outlasting Milford in a thrilling second set 29-27. North Attleboro needed 8 set points to finally seal the deal. Milford gave it their best effort at a comeback after losing control of that second set. At one point had about a 6-point lead. Then North Attleboro took control. Milford making it interesting in the end, so this match now up for grabs as North Attleboro commits the infraction. 2 points out of the chute here for the Hawks. Maeve Driscoll serving for Milford, sending that one down the line. It comes off the hands of Olivia Casey, and North Attleboro able to scramble and get it back over. And they'll win the point on another double hit. We've had numerous double hit calls as this match has gone on. Madeline Bonneau now serving. I believe she had the decisive serve to close out that second set. Delivers a serve that Milford could not return. Driscoll trying to set it up over the middle, but called for another double hit, and so perhaps a little bit of the inexperience at the position showing here for Driscoll, as we've seen all of these double touch calls. Trying to get the mechanics down for that setter position. Meanwhile, North Attleboro pulling ahead here now 4-2. Milford was all business in that first set. They took control early and did not relent. Second set looked like it was shaping up to go the same way until North Attleboro really sprang to life, and it's been their match since. Milford tried their best to fight back into it in that second set, but ultimately North Attleboro took it, and now after Milford took the first 2 points here, it's been 5 straight for North Attleboro. They're up now 5-2, forcing Milford into the timeout. So again, this will give us a chance to take another look at what we have coming up in our schedule as we continue on into the later stages of September. As we mentioned, we will close out this week with football coverage with the Scarlet Hawks taking on the Natick Red Hawks, and then next week we'll have one home game for you on Tuesday, September 26th, as the girls soccer team hosts King Philip. And then we're hoping to close out the month with some football road coverage. We haven't gotten confirmation that we'll be able to make the trip down to Attleboro yet, but we are hoping to be able to follow the football team on the road next week as they play down in Attleboro taking on the Bombardiers. We'll have more information on that game, hopefully, as this week progresses. Getting back into the action now with North Attleboro leading Milford 5-2. Ledger clips that off the front row as she sends the return over. Now set up cleanly for Downing. Up for grabs in the front. And delivered over and in for another North Attleboro kill. Lincoln Abramates, the sophomore, taking care of business. Milford now trailing 6-2. Serve again from Madeline Bonneau. It's a flex out of play. And the lead quickly up to 5. It's about as large a lead as North Attleboro has had throughout this match. High velocity on that serve. Now Downing. Nice diving play for North Attleboro. Downing tries for the spike, but can't get the net clearance. And right now, everything is going North Attleboro's way. All of this work on the serve of Madeline Bonneau. Here's Ledger now over the middle. Bonneau able to get to that one. Downing trying to use the fingertips. Milford trying some different methods out there, but the results just aren't there. Up to a 9-2 lead for North. The players colliding. Ledger trying to wait to play that bounce off the net. Milford continues to search for answers. TJ Downing trying to rally the troops out on the floor. 10 straight points in this third set for North. There's Ledger over the middle, and that is blocked. Noemi Eugene neutralizing the shot of Ledger. And it's an 11-2 North Attleboro lead. And quickly you can make it 12. This hit by Casey Fritz. And the Milford coaching staff has no choice but to call another timeout as North Attleboro assumes a 10-point lead. About a half an hour ago, you would not have thought that we would be where we are now, but this complexion of this match has changed drastically, so we'll pause for the timeout. Again, 12-2, North Attleboro in control on top of Milford here on Milford TV. Still on the service game of Madeline Bonneau, and it finally comes to an end after she delivers that serve long, but gave her team 12 consecutive points on her serve. Milford with some big time work to do as Downing will now take over on serve for Milford. Set up for Salitro, goes down the line with it. Engler with a nice diving play. Sneaks over the net. Set up again for Salitro. And that does not make it across. Milford cannot wrestle back any of the momentum. Downing had a memorable service game of her own in that second set, helped bring Milford back from 4 straight set points. Salitro dropping that in the middle of the floor. Played cleanly by Grace Hardy. A point for the Scarlet Hawks, sorely needed. Trailing by 9. Ledger to the sideline now as Abby Murphy comes back onto the floor. The serve from Gianna LeBron. Murphy with a hard return, but Engler able to get to it. Now Downing goes down to a knee. Back on her feet to make the return. And that's dug out by Hardy. A good elevation, a good return, and a kill for Lincoln Abramades. And the lead is right back up to 10. Deanna Brown now serving for North Attleboro. Driscoll trying to catch North Attleboro napping, but they're able to get to that ball. However, the return does go long. Milford desperate to string points together. To the freshman Isabella Grady Harper. And she drops in an ace, catching North by surprise. Milford will certainly take a free point. That serve does not have the net clearance. Milford not doing themselves any favors. Here is Abramades now on serve. Dug out by LeBron. And now Downing with a return. And somehow North Attleboro gets that back over. They take the point, and that's just the way that this match has gone over the last 45 minutes or so. A laser off the hands of Engler that went screaming off the net. It looked like a Milford point for sure, but North Attleboro able to play that bounce, extend the rally, and they take the point. Set up for Bonneau, and a rare miscue by the senior. But it's still a 9-point advantage for North Attleboro as the serve goes to Claudia Solitro. Dug out by North, right to the apex of the net. Milford able to swat it back over. Murphy ready, trying to drop that down for a spike. North Attleboro gets there initially, but it drops down for a Milford point. The lead for North now at 8, and Milford trying to raise the energy level now out on the floor. And a point off the North Attleboro infraction. 16-9 now the score. Serve delivered long. More promising situation there for Milford. They just could not extend the service game. And now a gaping hole up at the near side of the net. Driscoll couldn't make up the ground, and North Attleboro back up by 9. Driscoll with the return. And North Attleboro, as confident as they are, going fearlessly off into the corner to try to keep that ball alive. Couldn't get it done this time. Jazzy Martinez out on to the floor to serve, with Milford trailing 18-10. Push to the back, now to the net. Driscoll made a good effort, but couldn't get up to it. Milford running out of time in this third set. Remy Zides to serve. Dug out by Downing. That return rejected. Milford will take the point, but Noemi Eugene has made some terrific plays up at net for North Attleboro today. There's Driscoll now serving for the Hawks. Dug out by Engler, and now driven down to the floor by Eugene. Flexes out that right shoulder after that thunderous kill. Set up over the middle for Ledger. It's dug out by Engler. North North Attleboro able to get it over. Milford cannot respond. In the first set, all the bounces seemed to go Milford's way. Somewhere in the middle of that second set, things took a turn. And it has been decidedly North Attleboro's match since. Now on top 22-11, and just moments away from taking a lead overall in this match. Bono continues to be tough on serve. That time the point goes to Milford, and so back out on serve with again the deficit at 10. Outstanding from Abramaides. She seems to be ratcheting up the velocity on those returns as the match has gone along. North Attleboro now 2 points away from the set. Service error for Emily Engler. That puts Gianna LeBron back on serve. Milford, virtually no wiggle room left in the set. A two-hander back across, finding the empty spot on the floor, and a host of set point chances now for North Attleboro. It's Deanna Brown looking to deal the decisive blow in the set. Downing steps up to make the initial play. Now here's Salitro to the back. Engler right in position. Now Murphy with a block up front. And Murphy sends it over, and just inside the near sideline. And so Milford fights off one set point. A lot more still to come. Brady Harper now on serve. And that will finish things off here in set number three, excuse me. 25-14, no problem for North Attleboro. After Milford took the first 2 points in the set, North Attleboro went on to claim the next 12 in a row. And they did not look back from there. And so now it is North on top, 2-1 as we head on to the fourth set. We'll again take a quick timeout on the coverage. We'll be back with set number 4 next. Stay tuned to this coverage of Milford High School Girls Volleyball on Milford TV. We begin set number 4, and it has been quite a dramatic shift in momentum in this match. Fascinating to watch it all unfold here on our Milford TV coverage. Milford was in full control in the first set. They won it 25-13. They started off out to a sizable lead in the second set before North Attleboro started to make some adjustments, build some momentum of their own. Which led to them having a series of set point chances. Milford very tenaciously fought back. Late in that second set, fought off 7 North Attleboro set points, but ultimately North Attleboro took the set. And they then responded with a decisive 25-14 win in the third set. So it is now 2-1 North as we settle into action here in set number 4. And a point apiece as we get things started. Tim Coet here with you on the call. Patrick Garapi also on the coverage. The ball goes off the hands of Salitro and out of play. It's our third coverage of this fall sports season. We've seen a match apiece for the boys and girls soccer teams. We had intended to cover girls soccer action last Friday against Sharon, but all of those soccer matchups, both home and away, were postponed. North Attleboro off to a good start again here in the fourth, now up 3-1. Ledger now swats the return across, but it's long. And it's again Madeline Bonneau serving early in the set for North Attleboro. She was the tone setter in that third set with 12 straight points on her serve that gave North Attleboro a lead that they would hold on to for the duration of the third set. That ball inside the back line. North Attleboro has just flat out had the better execution since that turning point in the second set. Sides now setting it up for Eugene. And now the return for TJ Downing. Over the net again. Downing trying to rush that ball back across. Couldn't make clean contact. And 6 of the first 7 points in this second set have gone to North Attleboro. And Coach Weber now forced to call another timeout. So while Milford certainly didn't want to continue a pattern of win one, lose one all season long, they were certainly hoping that a win was in order here tonight after suffering a loss to Nipmuc to close out last week. But right now, a win looking less and less likely. North Attleboro has had everything working. Milford back out on the floor now. North Attleboro takes the floor as well. Bono still serving and drops that ball in as LeBron let it fall. And for Milford at this point, down 2-1, feeling like everything is going in your opponent's direction, why take the chance to let a ball like that drop? It's now 8 straight points for North Attleboro as they start this fourth set exactly the way they started the third set. Here's Salitro driving that ball across the net, but North Attleboro able to play it. Downing with a good return. Eugene pops it back towards the back row. And now Downing to the middle and just sneaks that one out of the reach of a diving Madeline Bonneau. Abe Driscoll taking over on serve with Milford trailing in this fourth set by 6. Litro sends it over. Another diving bid, this time by Grace Hardy. It drops down for a Milford point. And another mishit, this time by Lincoln Abramades. From 8-1 now, it's 8-4. Milford can't continue the run from there. Milford with a plus 500 record against their league opponents on the season, but that in jeopardy here tonight as well. Trailing 9-4 in this fourth set. Another nice dig on the back row by Emily Engler. Milford will take the points. Downing now serving. North Attleboro now with the 10-5 lead. Deanna Brown serving. That ball nearly scraping the roof. North Attleboro gets it over. Not getting tangled up on the middle of the floor, but still leaving Abramades in good position for a return, but she sends it long. The deficit at 4 now for Milford. Gianna LeBron serving. Nice diving play by Downing. Driscoll gets it across. Aggressive play up from the back row for Engler. And now Salitro with a well-executed return for the kill. As Milford closes to within 3. Maybe, just maybe, a chance for Milford to wake up here. And that ball drops in on the line for an ace for LeBron. Closes the deficit to just 2. This ball off the net. North Attleboro can't continue. And a chance now for Milford to tie the score up. And instead, we see North Attleboro quick to call a timeout. And so the first possible momentum shift in Milford's favor that we have seen in a long time. It was 8-1 in this fourth set, now 10-9. Milford has owned the head-to-head matchup with North Attleboro, in particular over the last couple of seasons. Milford has won the last 3 straight head-to-head meetings against North Attleboro. Overall, They have the 6-5 edge in the last 11 head-to-head meetings. That goes all the way back to the 2016 season. Last year, it was a 3-1 victory for Milford in North Attleboro, and then a clean 3-set sweep here at home. Also had a 3-1 win against North back in the 2021 season. So, again, good success in recent years. This return long from Daisy Tatro, and Milford has fought back to tie up this fourth set at 10. Some good work on serve for Gianna LeBron. And brought to an end over on the far side by Abramades. So that will quickly push the lead back onto the North Attleboro side, and Abramades now will serve. Just missing the roof. Downing now, looks like she didn't quite get all of that, but able to return. Salitro to the back row. Engler pushes up close to the net. Now a misfire for Bonneau. These Milford fans itching to get back involved. They've been quiet now as this match turns so decidedly towards North Attleboro. Now tied up in this fourth set at 11 apiece. Back on serve, Isabella Grady Harper, excuse me. Bonneau able to just sneak that ball over, and Milford couldn't react quite quickly enough. Rebecca Martin now serving for the Rocketeers. Delivers into the net. Tied now at 12. Milford giving themselves a fighting chance here. It's Claudia Salitro now serving. Looks like perhaps some discussion happening across the way at the scorer's table. Everything looks to be satisfactory now, so Salitro serves, sends it out on the near side. Sides now serving for North. And a quick rejection over the middle for Noemi Eugene. Followed up by a service error for Remy Zides. So 1 point lead for North. Milford gets the side out. We'll see Katrina Ledger and looks like Jazzy Martinez as well return to the floor. Martinez will serve. Now it looks like we'll see Ledger actually head towards the sideline with Lesa Cunha checking in. Martinez with too much on that serve. it a 2-point lead for North Attleboro, and the dangerous Madeline Bonneau back on serve. Solitro over the middle, but can't clear the net. Just sneaks that serve across the net, and there is Noemi Eugene with another spike. Four-point lead for North Attleboro. Neither of these teams have played a 5-set match so far this season. North Attleboro hoping that it stays that way. A terrific save on the back line by Claudia Solitro. Nothing else she could have done there. Great dive, sent it back over the net, but it just went long. And Milford late there to make adjustments. They do get the return. Now set up for Downing. Milford able to reject, and then the one-handed punch from Eugene gets it back across. And Milford survives with the point. Credit Lisa Cunha with the kill. It's taken that type of effort to get through these service games of Madeline Bonneau. She has been outstanding. So for Milford, the deficit is 4 with time running out in the set. That ball gets over Driscoll's head. Nobody left there on the back row to play it. Coach Weber trying to rally the troops one last time. She calls the timeout with North Attleboro in front 19-14. So we'll see if Milford has anything left for a comeback bid here in the 4th set. We'll be back in just a moment here on Milford TV. Both teams back on the floor. Emily Engler serving for North Attleboro. They are 6 points away from a match victory. A return from Downing, but it is answered. Now another good return over the middle for Cunha. Now punch to the back. And it does stay in. Looks like it might have grabbed a piece of the near sideline. The lead for North Attleboro is 4. TJ Downing with a good serve. Delivered to the far sideline. Tough judgment call if that ball would have stayed in. Set up nicely for Lincoln Abramades. And a hard deflection goes out by the scorer's table. And the lead up to 5 for North Attleboro. 5 points left for the match win. Back to Deanna Brown on serve. Dug out by Salitro. It's back to Cunha over the middle. She's been effective since coming in here in the fourth set. Looks like she will give way here to Abby Murphy. It's been a pretty deep rotation for Coach Weber throughout this match. Gianna LeBron serving. That takes a hop on the North Attleboro side of the net and down. A couple of points back here for Milford to pull to within 3. LeBron falters at the service line. She's been arguably the most reliable server for Milford tonight. It's the error there and leaves North Attleboro 4 points away from a match win. Lincoln Abramades now serving. The high arc that comes back down on the north side. Whistle to a stop on the double hit. Again, the deficit is 3. Back to Isabella Grady-Harper. That serve goes out. Three points away now for North. Rebecca Martin serving. Straight line serve met by Salitro. Downing now with the return. Infraction for the Scarlet Hawks. Lead is 5. Salitro with the return, dug out by Abramades. And Martin with the return into the net. A chance on serve for Claudia Salitro. Dug out once again by Emily Engler. A good return, but a nice play on the back for Salitro. She'll have a chance at the return, but sends it out. And so match point chances now for the visiting North Attleboro Rocketeers. They send Remy Zides back out onto the floor looking to finish the match off. Can't get it done. Milford will get the serve back. In a similar situation to where we were at in the second set, does Milford have that flair for the dramatic here again? And they won't have the opportunity as Noemi Eugene delivers the final kill of this match. North Attleboro goes on to win this fourth set 25-20, and they will win the match by a final of 3-1. And the celebration on here for North Attleboro. This had the look early on of being a good day for Milford, but North Attleboro changed that in a hurry. So North Attleboro with the victory. They win it again by a final score of 3-1. So with the victory, North Attleboro pulls to the 500 mark on the season. They're now 2-2. Milford will fall overall now to 2-4. And so again, we'll have more coverage coming up later on in the season of this girls volleyball program. But once again, we encourage everyone to tune in to our next coverage of Scarlet Hawks athletics here on Milford TV, as we will have you covered under the Friday night lights coming up later on this week with Week 3 football matchup between the Milford Scarlet Hawks and the Natick Red Hawks. Should be a fun one. We will have that coverage streaming for you live here on YouTube, so we hope you will check that out then. But that'll wrap things up for tonight. A big thank you to Patrick Garapi for helping out on the coverage, and I am Tim Coet. That final score, one final time, North Attleboro earns the 3-1 victory. This has been a presentation of Milford High School Athletics here on Milford TV. So long, everybody.